Okay. Sunita, thank you so much for joining me today. I am greatly appreciative.
Absolutely, my pleasure, Madge. Good to
Yes.
see you.
I Likewise, I wanted to ask specific questions today regarding CMMI, and especially when it comes to overall contracts. But I do have some specifics that I'd love to pick your brain on because I'm sure you have better answers and knowledge in this area.
I'll try. Madge, let's go for it.
Awesome. So, one big question when it comes to walking into CMMI, how do we know if services or development is one above the other that I should actually be pursuing? How do I determine that, I should say?
That's a great question. So, my recommendation is you want to focus on your what, as an organization, what your core capabilities are, and where your major foothold with the government contract is. So, if your contracts are more dev focused, development focused, then you may want to select those kinds of projects. Or if they are service centric, then you may want to select services. You want to let your projects determine this, and the agencies that you're working with that determine it more so, as opposed to, then go by just what the contract is saying. Because if you do not have the project, there will be so many difficulties you will run into when you're getting prepared and ready for appraisal. So, having one or two great projects with good either of the constellation would be the most suited. But look at the project, their types, and where your core capability is and
Okay.
select.
That makes perfect sense. Okay. And I've noticed that with any of these contracts, it seems that there are a bunch of requirements, but what if we don't get through those requirements? Do we still qualify for contracts? Do we have to complete all of them?
So, the way these contracts are coming, they will have specific requirements. And these requirements are basically evaluation criterias, which through which government selects the most suited vendor or supplier they want to work with. Now, let's say, for example, let's say NASA Soup, they have this requirement that organizations need to have 9001 as well as CMMI level 2 or level 3. They're not discriminating there. They're saying that they should have it. With that particular contract, all the vendors who want to be selected need to be certified and be appraised. Now, let's say you are falling short on on those evaluations, and you don't end up winning that particular bid. You still will be qualified for other bids that are coming. So, because these requirements do get you more points, the
Mhm.
evaluation points, because government contracts always will have those evaluation points, which are the grading parameters that are used along with your past performances and so on. Getting a certification, being prepared and planned for it will not ever be a problem. So my suggestion is that as an organization, you need to be more planned, just not do it for a proposal, but for the improvement of the organization.
Okay. That
But
makes
there,
perfect.
yeah, but there never will be. I want to add this, Miaj, is you never want to think that I'm just doing it for this particular proposal because the next proposal may have the similar requirement.
Ah, that makes even more sense because then they'll
Yes.
all together. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, what if I do actually walking into that proposal and say I don't finish my consulting? Do I qualify because I'm in the running, or would it be that it needs to be completed, but maybe I didn't fully complete the appraisal side?
All right. So in this particular case, we have to read the wording of the requirement.
Okay.
The RFP will be very specific. It will say that you need the certificate in hand, or that after the contract award happens, you will have so much time to finish the appraisal. A lot of time, government agencies are very understanding on that note, but there are those requirements which says that you want the certificate in hand.
That makes sense because I have seen some contracts where they want in progress too. So that is perfect because if then you do go forward and you do what you're supposed to in form of doing the
Correct.
appraisal, it just places you in a better position overall while you're still working towards it.
Right. And government is very understanding, like I said, about how the when these proposals are dropped and the time it takes. So they are mindful of this requirement that okay, it will take some time for organizations to comply and be certified and appraised. And if there are these bigger contract like NASA SUP is a very big contract, so anybody who wants to bid for it, if there was enough time, and typically this is best suited for small businesses when they are new to this environment, they need more time. There are scarcity of resources, funds, and everything. So this allows them time to build this process improvement systems, whether that be ISO or whether that be CMMI, and do it in a planned manner.
I like that. Okay. Okay. And which CMMI level for, I guess I should say, any contract, which one would be preferred? Like, how is that preference determined?
So again, this one is more specific to the contract RFP. So
Okay.
RFP always will tell which level. Sometimes there is no clarity, and that's when you are you're filling out the proposal with your statement of work. There is a question and answer session that you can do with the account managers and find out which level it should be and get a clarity at that point, because sometimes I have seen the proposals asking for level 2, and an organization may be appraised at level 3. That does not mean that just because you're appraised to level 3 that you by default meet the requirement of level 2, because those certifications have to be very specific. It has to be level 2. I know level 3 is higher up, but still
Yeah.
the requirement of that particular RFP is level 2, and you will have to pursue it. And that clarification has to be with the account manager who's working from the government side, who is responsible, program manager who can give you that response. What is acceptable, what is not, and which constellation it needs to be.
That's good information because I definitely was under the assumption that if you did have CMMI level 3, the RFP says level 2, that you would be in the safety, but you would then still need to pursue the full consulting and appraisal for CMMI level 2.
Yes, I wish that was that clear, but no, in this particular case, you have to pursue it and you have to get some responses. So it's our advice that go ahead and seek those answers from the agency you're providing these solutions to, and get some clarity with them, because each proposal, RFP, RFI are all unique. It's
Mhm.
not like something similar may have come out, but their requirement could be very different. That grading skills could be different. So, given that understanding, please go ahead, check with the program manager, contract manager, or the account manager from the government agency you're working with and find an answer and then pursue the right certifications.
Okay. You have been amazing at helping me understand. I've learned so much in this short matter of time. Thank you so much for your time today. Yeah, and until next time, thank
Will do.
you.
My pleasure. Again, Miaj, good talking to you.
Likewise. Bye
Bye
for
bye.
now. Bye.